Good morning everyone. Welcome back to grade 4 mathematics class. How are you all doing today? So we have been learning about multiplication. Today we'll learn an interesting method to multiply numbers without actually using multiplication tables. Let's see how to do that. Look at this example. Multiply 8 into 25. So we know the multiplicand and the multiplier here, which is the multiplicand here. 8 is the multiplicand and 25 is the multiplier. Now let's see what are the steps to multiply these numbers without actually using multiplication tables. So the first step is to consider the multiplicand. Here the multiplicand is an even number. We know 8 is even. So when you have an even multiplicand, what do? We have to half. You have to half the multiplicand or divide the multiplicand by 2 repeatedly until you get a quotient of 1, and simultaneously means at the same time while you are halving the multiplicand, you have to double the multiplier. Let's see how we can do that. See, you have to keep dividing the multiplicand by 2 until you reach 1, which is halving, and multiply the multiplier by 2 the same number of times, which is doubling. So here we have the multiplicand and the multiplier. So first let's halve 8. So what is the half of 8 or 8 divided by 2? It is 4, right? And what about doubling the multiplier? 25. Doubling means you are multiplying by 2. So 25 into 2 will give you 50, right? So here we have the multiplicand and the multiplier. So here now the multiplicand is 4. It's also an even number. Now we have to divide that by 2 again. So halving this 4 again gives you 2, and doubling 50 will give you 100. We halve the numbers until you reach 1. So again we have to halve the multiplicand 2. So 2 divided by 2 gives you what? 1, and doubling 100 will give you 200. So now we have got the multiplicand as 1. Now what is the multiplier there? Here we have number as 200. So this number, this final number will be the product of 8 and 25. So we can say 8 into 25 is equal to 200. I hope this is clear to you. Now we'll see a different case. This is a different question. Multiply 42 into 33. So what is the first step? We have to half the multiplicand and double the multiplier. Which is the multiplicand here? It is 42 and the multiplier here is 33. So first we are going to halve 42. What is the half of 42 or 42 divided by 2? It is 21. And what is the double of 33? It is 66. So here now the multiplicand is 21 and the multiplier is 66. Now is this an even number? No. This 21 is an odd number. Can we halve that into equal parts? See, what is 21 divided by 2? You will get a remainder, right? So it's not exactly divisible by 2. In that case, what do we do? If the multiplicand is an odd number, first you have to subtract 1 from it and then half it. And while you are subtracting 1 from it, you have to note down the corresponding multiplier there. And at the end, when you get the final number, you have to add all these knotted products to the final number to get the final product. Let's see how we can do that. So we had the multiplicand as 21 and the multiplier as 66. We have to half this 21. We cannot divide 21 exactly by 2. So we minus 1 from 21. So that gives you 20 and the multiplier as 66. Now we have 20 and double 66. And while you do that, you have to note down the product or the multiplier where you subtracted 1 from the multiplicand. So we have noted the multiplier as 66 Now halving 20 will give you 20 divided by 10, which is equal to, 20 divided by 2, which is equal to 10, and we have to double 66. That gives you a multiplier 132. Now 10 is an even number. We can divide or half that exactly by 2. So 10 divided by 2 gives you 5. Doubling 132 gives you 264. See, now we are going to divide 5 by 2. Can we divide 5 exactly by 2? No, it's again an odd number. So in that case, what you do? You have to subtract 1 from the multiplicand. So subtracting 1 from this 5 will give you what? 4. Now we have 4, and when you subtracted 1 from 5, you have to note down the product or the multiplier which was given there already. So what is it? 5 and 264. Here, since we subtracted 1, that became 4. We subtracted 1 from 5, so this became 4, and there you have 264. Halving 4, you'll get 2. 4 divided by 2 you will get 2, and doubling 264 will give you 528. Now again, we have to half this 2 so that the multiplicand becomes 1. So 2 divided by 2 gives you 1. And what is the double of 528? It is 1056. So now we have got the final number, and we have noted down the multipliers where we subtracted 1 from the multiplicands. Now we have to add this number and the final number. So what do we get? 66 plus 264 plus 1056. So that gives you a sum of 1386. This is the final product. So that is the answer or the product of the multiplication, 42 into 33. So this is an interesting method of multiplication. We never used any multiplication tables, right? So I hope this is clear to you, and we'll do one activity now. Please note down this question in your notebook. Find the product using doubling and halving method. Of the question, 7 into 24. Note down this question, you can pause the video, and before you do that, you can go through the topic in page number 46. You can pause the video, finish the activity and come back. Hope you finished doing that exercise. Let's discuss the answers. We have 7 into 24. So here you have the multiplicand 7 and the multiplier 24. So we half the multiplicand and double the multiplier. So here you have 7. We cannot divide 7 exactly by 2. So what do? We subtract 1 from 7. And what is the multiplier of that? It's 24. We have to note this down since we subtracted 1 from the multiplicand. So subtracting 1 from 7 gives you 6. Now we have to half this 6. Halving 6 gives you 3. And doubling this 24 or the multiplier gives you 48. Again, we cannot divide or half 3 exactly by 2. So again we subtract 1 from 3. And here it becomes 2. And here you have the multiplier here. Also note down this multiplier since we subtracted 1 from 3. Now again we are halving. 2 divided by 2 gives you 1, and doubling 48 gives you 96. Now this is the final number. Since we subtracted -1 in these two cases, we are going to add the multipliers in those two cases with the final number. So what is the final product? It would be 24 plus 48 plus 96, which would be equal to 168. So 7 into 24 is equal to 168. I hope your answer is correct. Now as an activity for the day, you have to do, you can see the heading, try this in page number 45. It's just this table with a few multiplications given there. Just complete the table, then turn to page number 46. You can see the heading speed maths there, and right down below this in the same page you can see one more heading, try this. Please go to that also and do accordingly. So that's all for today. We'll meet in the next class. Until then, bye.